Hi! So, today, or like for the next week or so, I will be doing a reading vlog for you guys because maybe some of you know, maybe you all don't know at all, but I read a lot, and especially this year I've been trying to read more than I usually would in a month because exams are over, I have a lot of free time, so I'll be reading a lot. At the end of the month of, I think maybe either May or June, I will film a what I read in like May and June, my book stack, and I'll tell you all about those books I read. But today we're gonna be focusing on this one book I've been wanting to read for so damn long because I've heard so many good reviews. I've seen like people rave about it, people give it like 5 stars and shit. So I am putting this up to a really high expectation to be good. But yeah, I thought I'd take you along on my journey of reading this book. So at the end of the book, I will tell you my thoughts, my feelings, what I rate the book, my review, anything about it. I will add that at the end of the video. I do warn you first, if you want to continue on this video, that there are going to be major spoilers and of the book from front to back, because I think I would talk a lot about it and I don't want to like stinge off information. I won't be telling you anything. So if you plan to read the book or you just don't want to know it now without reading the book, then I recommend you stop here. But yeah, the book, I realize I haven't even started talking about the book. The book I'll be reading is The Invisible Life of ADDIE LARUE. The cover, I really love the cover. This is like my top 3 like book covers that are like my favorite, the best in my opinion. This is definitely up there. The author is V. Schwab. I have never read any of their books before, and this will be my first from them, and I'm kind of excited and have never seen their writing style or anything like that, so I'm very excited, very like new to this. But yeah, this book is about like 500 pages long or more, and it's humongous compared to like a normal book size. This is really big. Like if you've seen like the postscript one of the book by Cecilia Ahern, it's about that big. I don't know why they make it that way, but it's that way. But yeah, I believe this is the British version of the cover. It's a lot nicer than the US one. I think the US one is just like golden constellations on a black. Boring. But this is so freaking beautiful. So yeah, I really like it. It's amazing. I'm gonna add like just a whole like B-roll montage of this book in all its glory. Alright, just go insert that here. But yeah, let me tell you about the book. The gist of it all is all set in like 1700s in France, and this girl, ADDIE LARUE, is kind of like, if you've watched, what's that movie with Blake Lively? I need to Google it. It's called The Age of Adeline. It's something like that. I do feel, just from reading the synopsis at the back, I do get that whole like The Age of Adeline kind of vibe and feel. So I think that's what it is. So let me just read out the synopsis just to let you get the feeling, So it begins the life of ADDIE LARUE, shadow muse to artists throughout history, forgotten friend confidant and lover, slipping away with the morning light, Addie passes through life's... You know what? I really suck at doing this, so I will not read it. Actually cut yourself off somehow, some way. But yeah, it's just about... Yeah, I think it's really just the age of Adeline-ish. I'm not gonna go into so much detail about that, but yeah. The price point for this book is pretty pricey. The more expensive books that I've ever bought, it's like 80 bucks, ringgit. But I think it's also because it's a humongous book, so I don't blame it. It's 80 bucks for like a paperback, so that's really expensive. 80 bucks is already the price of a hardback, so we shall see if it's worth my 80 ringgit. Enjoy the rest of my reading vlog. I don't know how long this will take, or how long I will take to read this book, but I'll start tomorrow. So that's the 1st of June tomorrow. So I'll start then, and we can see how fast or how slow I read this book. Okay, hi. So I actually wanted to film like, you know, a little nice little montage of me like reading like the first few pages of the book, but I only started reading this book at work, so I had a lot of free time, so I read it, okay, and I'm like nearly done with like, the first quarter of the book. But anyway, I wanted to just talk a bit about like the first 100 pages and my thoughts so far about the book, and show you some of my like really favorite parts, and just like some parts where I was like, oh my god, dying inside, or like I was just really happy or something. So I wanted to take you through that. I know how I said that, you know, this book is sort of like an Age of Adeline kind of book, kind of like story, but I soon to realize that like because of in the age of Adeline, she kind of like never grows old. She's kind of like immortal, you know, but people still remember her, whereas this book is kind of like people only remember her for like a period of time, and after that it's her memory is like, I mean, the other people's memory of her is completely gone, and she is living in absolute solitude because she can't do anything, and anything she owns disappears, anything she writes disappears. So it's like as if she never fucking existed. So there were a lot of parts in like the first like chapter, I mean like the first like part, that really like, ooh girl, I felt really like it was really sad, honestly. It was kind of pitiful at the same time also, because you know she like grew up in a small town, you know, and like her mom is like super strict and stuff, and she really loves her dad because her dad taught her everything, and you know, taught her the world, basically showed her the world. And so yeah, so far I really enjoyed the book. I think that V. Schwab's writing is really poetic in some ways, and it's really my style of like writing. It's a lot of description more so about anything else. There's a lot of setting the scene, you know, and all that, more than her personal, like talking about like feelings and stuff like that. It's not as in-depth than as compared to like other books I've read, but I do enjoy a little, you know, a lot of description sometimes, you know. It's like kind of refreshing sometimes to just not talk about feelings. But yeah, I quite enjoy it so far. So I'm only on page, I think, 97 right now. So I'm at the part where she like what part am I in anyway? Wait, hold on. Oh, I'm at the part where she like kind of is looking around, where she leaves for Paris and you know all that jazz, instead of living in that small town of hers where she had to leave. So yeah. Right, so this whole part, like how she kind of like sold her soul to like some god, you know, some dark god, and like it really reminded me of the talisman from The Princess and the Frog, and I was super shocked, not gonna lie. I thought that she just like, you know, I don't know what I thought, but this was not the plot that I was thinking about. So I really enjoyed reading this part. I was like, oh shit, girl, you sold your soul to the talisman. But yeah, I really like how she kind of like fucked herself over by making a wish she never really wanted. So yeah. Oh my god, I look so bad. Okay, so I just came back from the gym and just ate me dinner, came back from my work, went straight to the gym. So, and I was reading at work. Okay, so I just wanted to talk a bit about where I'm at right now. It's been about like maybe 6 days since I started the book, and consider quite fast, like, you know, considering I work and I don't really have so much free time to like sit there and read. And plus this book is like 545 pages if I'm not mistaken. So right now I'm on page 400. So ngam, right? And I'm at the part where I mean Addie and Henry are like getting into a routine, you know, they're like finding out shit about each other, they're spending more time with each other after finding out everything. So what for me was the gag of the century in this book was that like Henry told her, like when oh my god, my thoughts are all over the place, hold on. So when Addie told Henry about her curse and what she can and cannot do and how people forget her, and then she asked him like, why can you remember and like everyone else can't remember me? He's like, oh, it's because I'm cursed also. I was like, no way. Okay, to be fair, I was gagged, I was gooped, it was something, but I will not lie and say I did not see it coming, because I saw it coming, okay? I could see it from a mile away, but I was still like, oh my god, this thing, you know? So it was a roller coaster of emotions. I really I quite like it lah. Like how he's also like cursed in a way, so like two damned souls in a relationship together. So yeah, I quite like how that whole thing went down. I think that's like from where I last talked about until now, that has been like the plot thickening thing. So yeah, so far I still love this book. I have not gotten bored of it yet. That's always a good thing. And yeah. Ending this video where we started. So, hello. This is the morning before I go to work. It's actually my last day at work. So I'm quite excited. At the same time, I'm quite sad as well, because I like working sometimes. I do like the waking up early part. This part I hate. But anyway, I'm here to talk about what I thought, my final thoughts on The Invisible Life of ADDIE LARUE. So I finished this I think I finished the last 100 pages last night before I slept. I was too immersed in the book that I forgot to film everything. But I don't think you would like to see that either. It was just me barefaced in a blanket reading in a cold room. But that's all that was. And yeah, oh my god, plot twist, like major plot twist. And if you don't want spoilers, please, click away now, or you should have clicked away like a couple minutes ago. But yeah, just heads up, big old spoiler alert. I'm gonna be talking about the ending of the book and what I thought about it. So yeah, okay. So if you have clicked off already, and the ones who have stayed on to see, excuse me, Henry, what a fool. What an absolute fool. He's made a deal with the devil. Well, more talisman, the voodoo man. I like to call him the voodoo man. He made a deal with the voodoo man, and that he traded his 1 minute of sadness, that night of sadness, for 1 year. Dude, he asked for 1 year. And he met ADDIE when he only had like 1 month left. Come on, Miss Thing. Okay. Ugh. What a fool. Honestly, the biggest fool. But I liked the whole like ADDIE and Henry thing, like her human love. I liked it a lot actually. I thought it was really cute. I thought that, it's sweet. But I never thought that they would last. Whether they would fight and break up, or like just that happens, like Henry dies. But I didn't think they would last, because I don't know, it just felt too good to be true. And turns out it is too good to be true, because Luke placed him there in ADDIE's life for her to meet. And at the end of the day, if I had to pick between Henry and ADDIE or Luke and ADDIE, it's Luke and ADDIE. I'm kind of obsessed with Luke, okay? Like, Luke makes me feel some kind of way. I don't know whether it's the talisman thing or that he is, I don't know. darkness. I don't know what is it about him, but I love Luke. I think out of every character in the book, I think Luke is one of my favorites for like obvious reasons. I think he is really, I'm like, you know, yeah. But yeah, Luke falls in love with Addie, and Addie, of course, does fall in love with Luke, but I feel like she was in denial because she doesn't want to fall in love with the person who like took away her life, her humanship. So I think that she has like conflict between like, you know, loving and hating that person. Well, he's not a person, he's not human. He is the darkness, he is the night. But yeah, I thought that the way that Luke and Addie made a deal to like give Henry more life and more time, and Addie will like be Luke's because that's all he ever wanted. In like later years, it's like, oh, you know, he never wanted her soul or her life, he wanted her. So it was, I don't know, kind of possessive but also kind of sweet. I don't know, it's just Luke, okay? I like him a lot. And yeah, that was the end of the book. And at the end of the book, Henry kind of like gets more life and he remembers her. Luke gives him the opportunity to like remember her, Addie, and that he at the end like wrote a book about her. And yeah, he had, and friend B, she opened up like a little museum for Addie, which I thought was really sweet and I thought was really nice. And like, yeah, and then at the end of the book, like the last like 3 pages, Addie walks into the bookstore, and when it's about to close, and then she finds the book and she's like, oh my god, it's my book, you know. And then obviously Luke is there as well, and Luke, you know, ushers her away. So yeah, I really like the ending, not gonna lie. I actually really do like the ending. I thought that I don't know, I mean, to me OTP has to be Luke and Addie, so I won in that sense. But if I liked Henry and Addie a little bit more, I think that I would have not really enjoyed the ending. But it's the words, dude. I mean, okay, enough about the ending because I really like the ending, and I'm not gonna spoil like too much, which I think I already have. But if you're willing to read, still there are still parts which I didn't touch at all, because it's honestly 545 pages. I can't be expected to like talk about every single page and everything that happened. But let's talk about the writing style and the plot and the whole like flow. Okay, so I'm very particular about certain like writing styles in books. Not all I enjoy, and if I hate the writing style, I will hate the book. Doesn't matter whether I like the plot or not. So the writing style is very important to me. And so for this book, there was a lot of poetry, there was a lot of like a lot of description, which I know for some people they don't really enjoy that because it makes the book very lengthy and doesn't really like get to the point. But for me, I like it. It was very refreshing, I think, because I've been reading a lot of like fast-paced books, so this was a good pause in the in the works. So yeah, I thought there was a lot of poetry, and I love the poetry. I love all the descriptions. I love how Miss Tang describes like the pain that Henry and Addie went through, and the emotionless like vessel that Luke is. And like, oh, I adore. And I also believe that Henry is pansexual. So that is a plus. Okay, at first I thought he was bisexual, and then later he was talking about how he doesn't necessarily, he like falls in love with a person's personality first before looking at their gender. So I'm like, okay, T, he's still queer, so yay, gay rights. But yeah, it's a much more slower book. It's more like, I don't think we got to like a suspenseful plot in the book until like maybe 200 pages and onwards. So I think if you're a person who doesn't like enjoy more lengthier books, this would not be it for you. But I quite enjoyed it. I quite liked it. The flow was good for me. The flow was just right. I think it wasn't too fast paced. I think it was like, it wasn't like, you know, too fast, and it wasn't too slow for me either. So I quite enjoyed it because it was spanned out against like 500 pages. So that is a lot. So if you count like that amount of pages for a story, I feel like it is like quite ngam lah. It's quite like fitting. Excuse my love. But yeah, I think it's quite fitting. And yeah, that's my thoughts. I gave it 5 stars. I don't give 5 stars very often, but this, I really loved it. I don't know what's up with it, but I really liked it. I think it's also because the cover is one of my top 3 like favorite covers ever of like books in general. So yeah, 5 stars. I would recommend it forever. But yeah, it's a very long video, I think. So yeah, thank you very much for watching my first ever reading vlog. I'm not sure whether I will do it again because it was very long. And as much as I like talking about books, I don't know if y'all enjoy me rambling on about a certain book. But if you do, let me know. And if you don't let me know. I'll get the memo. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.